I'm going to tell a very simple story. So, a few years ago, a very popular executive in the tech industry was interviewed by a reporter. The reporter asked, so your kids, they use this product. They were launching a very new product that was going to change the world. He responded, no, they actually do not. We'll limit how much they actually spend at home using this product. If you've never heard this story, that product was the iPad, and that product was also the iPhone, and the CEO was certainly Steve Jobs. My name is Felix Ekweme, and I am the founder of Telem. We are changing and re-engineering healthy social habits because we all know that technology has been engineered to be addictive. The American Medical Society has talked about how there is a direct correlation between screen time and isolation. And as a company, we've also realized that recently companies like Apple and Google are beginning to talk about how much time people spend in their phones. On average, you spend 5 hours on their phones. While this might not sound so crazy for some people, it is 1/3 of our lifetime that we're actually spending. And it's a very significant time. Well, how does this matter? As someone with a background in the military, where suicide is a very important problem, we've also come to realize that by analyzing this data, we found there's a direct correlation between screen time and isolation, but most especially among teenagers, there is a direct correlation to suicide-related outcomes, and this also affects those in the military. Since we joined Nest-Cube, we have more than quadrupled our users. We currently now serve over 49,000 people around the world, but most importantly, we are also serving 3 country governments, a very big feat that we've recently accomplished. In addition to doing this, we understand it's a very big challenge, and we wanted to address this in places where the country governments and people actually realize the value and understand the importance of physical social experiences, and that's why we started with Africa. This is how Telem works. Telem uses an AI personalized model to understand key points when you spend the most time on your platforms like Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram to direct you to experiences that are around you. What we're trying to do is to keep you physically present, but most especially engaged and active, because the friends we make on social media don't actually represent the friends that we have around the real world. In addition to doing this, we wanted to go into a market that we could actually capture. These are governments, like I mentioned, within Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, and definitely Zambia, places where we have contracts signed to actually lead as the first digital tourism platform within the continent. But we've also brought us someone very interesting. Just 2 days ago, we brought on the musician Akon to also lead this charge. Akon made the statement very recently that Africa is the only continent in the world where you could build a multi-billion-dollar company within 5 years. And he has chosen to work with us to actually get this done. And like Bill Gates did in 1980, we are taking on a very daring challenge to connect people from around the world to experiences that are within Africa. Our goal is to get every single person, everyone in the room to Africa once in their lifetime. And if anybody can do this, it is this team. My background is certainly one of e-commerce, but most especially one of actually getting people, understanding users and getting them to understand what we can actually provide to them. And yes, some may wonder, are people actually willing to pay for this particular product? Are people willing to pay to be disconnected from their phones? And I can answer that. It's a $300 billion market where people are actually paying to actually experience travel, wellness travel, but most especially in the investor network. We're also seeing investors or even GAN network paying for founders to actually go out and experience things, but most especially because mental wellness, physical well-being is very important to them as well. And like I mentioned, my team is the most qualified team to get this done. Before doing this, I ran the IBM's team where I grew IBM's platform into Africa, helping launch a product that's now worth over $300 million within IBM and the largest e-commerce marketplace. I also ran the 3rd largest e-commerce marketplace in Nigeria, or you can say Africa, which is also the large continent. But in addition to doing this, we brought people who have very deep experience in doing this. People from IBM, where I've worked as a software engineer, people with marketing experience, people who've actually worked on the ground in building startups and scaling them globally. Or we've also brought people who have industry experience in the social media space. We brought people from Reddit, like Nick you have here, or people from IBM, where they understand the importance of globally scaling a product, and have actually done it practically. And we've also leveraged Yahoo's ability to do search to help people, Yahoo and Yelp's ability to do search to help people identify things that are around them. We have marketers. Most importantly, we have people who have leveraged the ability for Yelp to who have leveraged the ability for reviews in Yelp. We have these advisors, and we can hope that someday we can actually get you all to come visit Africa, but most especially to disconnect from your phone and experience things around you. So I'm going to ask a very simple question. How many of you have ever been in a place where you saw someone while you were talking to them spend most times on their phones with their heads down? Show of hands. Okay, so we have a product and we have a solution, correct? So would you join that charge? We believe that problems that are not solved today will continue to exist 10, 20 years from now. And if there's any company that can get that done, it is Telum. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope that you reach out to us. I'll be standing by the side.